Hey you guys. So if you guys are seeing this, then it worked. What worked, you may ask? Not me getting a new computer, no. So I Googled finally because I kept meaning to do it and it just kept slipping my mind. Because I was like, I'm sure there's a way that from the SD card from my camera that I can upload it. Like there must be a device these days that I can upload it to my phone and then like upload it to YouTube. And there is. So hopefully that device works. But currently in the middle of a windstorm, ice storm or whatever, like going around these here parts. So I'm just gonna wait to order it until like it's safe and clear and I know I'm gonna get it. So probably in a few days. So I have, of course, a book haul. But this is my whole 2025 book haul, part one. This is going to be the Bookoutlet edition, and then I'll do the rest of them in another book haul. So there'll be two book hauls for you. I haven't been really buying on Bookoutlet lately. Like, if you are here from the OG, you know that that was a major problem. Some books fail. And now the dog is scared. And it's late, so yeah. That's the only time I can really film now that I don't live alone, so there's like no interruptions. But so where was I? Because the books threw me off. So I don't really buy from Bookoutlet anymore. But you know, I was always on there, right? And I was just like, I really want to make an order. Like I'm tired of seeing everything go by me. Like, so I decided to do it. And last year I made 3 orders from zero to backsliding real fast, because then I made one in 2016. I was like, no, you can't go back in your habits. But I usually try to wait for a sale at the very least, and so most of these books were on sale, and so and this one was from my birthday and someone else bought it and I added some of my money to it too, of course. But let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I got was A Court of Thorn and Roses box set by Sarah J Maas. I do own these books on my Kindle, but I was like, maybe having a physical book now will push me to read them. Although I think part of it was that I always miss the old covers. So let's go ahead and see how that goes. And then I got the second book in the Cities of West by Alex Phoebe. This is called Malarogi. I did not read the first book. Surprise, surprise. But the first book follows this boy, Nathan, and he is sold by his grandmother, I believe, for money to the master of the city, and the master of the city feeds on the body of a dead god. I don't know. It was like a really out there plot line. And then, because I was confused, like, just a god? Just one god, just not gods, God, just okay. And so he is sold to him, and then him and Nathan start to have problems because I guess Nathan has more power than maybe he realizes, and they have a bit of a scuffles or whatever. I don't know exactly because I ain't read. I just read the plot. That's about it, but it seems very interesting. And of course, I got the first one on Bookoutlet actually, and also the second one. So there we go. And then the next book I got was Galacti by Madeline Miller. I didn't know how small this book was until I got it. I don't know why I don't just sit down and read this, but this is just a retelling of Galactus' mythology. So maybe tonight I'll actually read this after I'm done filming both book hauls. I'm still laughing over it. The next book I have is The Wren in the Holly Library by K.A. Lindy. This is what I like to call an almost pre-order because I almost pre-ordered, but I've been stopping pre-ordering every single book, apparently. But if it's on Bookoutlet, sure, let's go for it. This one follows this girl. She lives in this world where 13 years ago monsters came from the shadows, and then they made like a monster treaty peace with them, and then she proceeds to break into this library, doesn't realize they're a monster that lives there, and unknowingly breaks the treaty. In what way, I'm not exactly sure, but the monster, I guess, instead of like calling police or something or whatever, decides to play like a cat and mouse game with her because he feels like she can be useful. So that sounds interesting. I'm interested. And then the next one, another almost pre-order, was Heavenbreaker by Sarah Wolf. Love it, right? And looks like this. This one follows this girl, and she kills her father, stabs him in the back. She's a bastard child. He did something to her and her mother, I believe. And then she goes on to take this weapon from like a war that they had and proceeds to go after the whole house of this family just to get revenge on them. But while she's in this machine, she feels like she isn't alone. And that's all I know. I only read the plot, what's in this little floppy thing, but it seems really interesting, so I'm here for it. And then the next book that I have is Sweet Nightmare by Tracy Wolff. And this one follows this girl, and her mother is the principal of this school for the paranormal, for like, I want to say rogue paranormals go when they break the rules and stuff, for vampires, witches, fae, and there was something else, werewolves, vampires, whatever. So they're on this remote island and all the power goes out, and I guess we have to have a what goes bump in the night type of thing, and of course there's a boy, and we're gonna see how that works out. Happily ever after, maybe. You never know. Those love triangles like to come in sometimes. They irritate me. So that was the first one. And then the second haul, when they had the sale, I got some romance. Got Icebreaker and Wildfire by Hannah Grace. Just some romance. You know, I don't think I need to discuss romance. And then I got the third book in the City of West series, Water Black. There we go. That's the end of it. It's a trilogy, I believe. And then we got some more romance. Legends and Lattes and Bookshops and Bone Dust by Travis Baldi. And this one follows this orc who retires, and she opens like this little shop, and I guess we kind of see her interact with the customers and stuff, but then other things. So I've heard good things about this. A lot of people kind of put it like a cozy romance, but also like fantasy. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I heard wrong. I don't know. Then I have The Half King by Melissa Landers. Looks like this. Another almost pre-order kind of thing. Whew. This one, there was a betrayal where the Allied realm, a bunch of people rose up to overthrow this one person, basically. And then they lost. Okay, that's what you get. And so the person cast them down and cursed the firstborn from every generation, I believe. So 3 of the 4 houses kind of have curses that, well, kind of suck. At least they're alive. In this other one, where the firstborn is probably not going to make it past the 21st birthday. That's one person. Then we have the secondborn from a different house who comes to this house and wants to, I don't know exactly, but she's lying because she doesn't have, as a secondborn, I guess she's supposed to be having the power of a seer, and she doesn't have it in any way, shape, and form, and she's lying to everybody about it. And I don't know if he's expecting her to help her or him or what, kind of break his curse, but we're all going to see because his 21st birthday is fast approaching. Then the next book that I got was Their Eyes Were Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston. And this one, I really love the movie with Halle Berry. Highly recommend it. And I just haven't read the book. I have it on my Kindle. I just never. So I was like, maybe with the physical book, it would force me, you know, to read it. And this one follows this girl, Jamie, I believe her name is, yes, and she's caught kissing a boy at like 16. Then her grandmother marries her off to this man for like, who has 60 acres, and then after like 2 marriages or whatever, she finds a man that she loves and kind of runs away with, and you kind of see, you're basically just following her through her life and all that entails, and she's kind of looking back and stuff. And then the next book that I have is The Games Gods Play by Abigail Owen. And this follows this girl. She kind of likes to lay low. She lives in the city. Like, their lives are ruled by the gods. And she kind of lays in Zeus's one, I believe. I don't know, city. But one day, I guess Hades taps her to be his champion in this game that the gods play. And it's a game to see who's going to sit on Mount Olympus as king. I guess for a while they must exchange. That's what I'm gonna get. So she's like, why me? And why is Hades like, you're my girl? So we're gonna see how this one goes. It seems very interesting. I'm very interested on that one. And then we have A Mad Zombie Party by Gina Showalter. This is the 4th book in the White Rabbit Chronicles. I read the first one, really enjoyed it. Have not read 2 and 3 yet, but I was like, you know what? I do need to get the 4th one before it goes out of print, because I feel like part of my problem these days is trying to find books that are out of print to match my other editions and stuff. So this year, I'm kind of giving myself leeway for 2026 to kind of get those. And I kind of already started. The dog is moving books and stuff. So there we go. This one is just a retelling of Alice in Wonderland, but zombie edition. And then, well, now she mixed it all up. Don't know. And then the other book I got was The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I love this book. Look at me. Haven't read a book. This follows this girl, Evelyn Hugo, and she's just like famous, and she's just kind of telling like the backstory of her life. I really enjoyed it. It was really good. And I wanted to own a copy, so I got a copy. I'm very excited. Love this edition because when I read it, I borrowed it from a free little book library, and I would have kept it, but it was the hardcover without the dust jacket, and I just wasn't gonna do that. Yeah. So, the last book I got from that haul is Buried Deep and Other Stories by Naomi Novak. Yeah, I believe it's from that one. She mixed up all my books. It's not my fault. And I was really excited about this, and I still am. But I think if I read some of this correctly, is that that some of them may take place. It's like a bunch of short like tales of like, you know, maybe a little on the fairy side, a monster of like 13 short stories, but they might take place in the world of books she's already written. And I love Uprooted and I love Spinning Silver, but I haven't read some of her other books, so I'm not sure if I'm going to get spoiled. So if you know, let me know. I'm not trying to read too much into it because I'm trying not to get spoiled, but also it may just happen because I already own it, so we'll see. And then on to my next haul, which I mainly made because they had this box set, y'all. They had this box set, and I was just like, you know, I had been wanting to get it because I've been wanting to read her works, and I'm like, you know what, she's gonna be my author focus for the year, hopefully. And that is the whole box set of Zora Neale Hurston right here. And you know, she brought I should have bought it when it first came out, and then it got ridiculously kind of expensive, and then I was like, maybe it wasn't meant to be. And then I saw it on Bookoutlet before, and then it went away, and then I was like, next time I see it, I'm going to order it. And plus it was on sale a little bit, so yay. This one has Their Eyes Are Watching God, so now I have another edition. Dust Tracks on a Road, The Complete Stories, Seraph on the Sun Wane, Every Tongue Got to Confess, Tell My Horse, Moses Man of the Mountain, Mules and Men, Jonah's Gourd Vine, and Mule Bone. And then they had her latest one, which is The Life of Harold the Great, a retelling from that figure from the Bible, I believe. And then I got Snow White and Other Grimm's Fairy Tales Illustrated Interactive Edition from there. That's really cool. I buy these when I find them. And then I got Everything is Tuberculosis by John Green. I think he signs most of these, but this was a signed copy. I didn't pre-order this because nonfiction is not usually my wheelhouse. Like, I'll read some, but not all the time, so I was like, I'll pick it up when I pick it up. This one is everything about tuberculosis. And it's funny because he like says in the first of this, is like often romanticized as a malady of poets and stuff. But every time I think about tuberculosis, I just think about Doc Holliday. Just first person that comes to mind every single time, without fail. So I've heard actually good things about this. So, and it's kind of short. So I think I can get this in for my nonfiction read because we have one for the hashtag a yearthon. So this is what this is going to be for. And then last but not least, I have Honeycomb by Joanna M. Harris. And this is a bunch of interconnected fairy tales that are told. And it was illustrated. I didn't expect that when it first came up. This one is I can read right away because it's not based on any of her other works. So I'm very excited about this. So you guys, these are all the books that I have to show you for this haul, for this Bookoutlet edition. Tell me, do you guys buy from Bookoutlet? Do you guys shop from there? I usually wait for a sale. You guys have read any of these books? Let me know if you think I need to prioritize something. Obviously this year I'm really trying hard to get to Zora's books, at least 2 or 3 of them, and then try to finish series, which is why I got the zombie one, because I want that one to be one of the series that I reread the first book and then catch up with it. So hopefully it goes how I want, but you guys let me know what books you guys have bought lately, and I will talk to you guys later. Goodbye.